Now, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Aliko Dangote, President and Chief Executive of Dangote Industries Limited and Chairman of the Aliko Dangote Foundation. And Bill Gates, Co-Chair, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Good. Small boss. So, the first question that I will ask is to Mr. Aliko Dangote, Alhaji, as we call him. Alhaji, your goal is for children to lead healthy, productive lives no matter where they're born. How does nutrition, specifically fortification, fit in to this question?
Well, thank you very much, Zouera and Bill. It's great to be here. I think one of the greatest factors that undermine progress is malnutrition, which, a lot of kids, they don't really have access to enough food and also nutritious food. So, but what we have done in Nigeria, because it's not new, we've started this a very, very long time ago, because if you look at it, for example, to do with iodization started in Nigeria in 1993. At that time, the coverage was about 40%. And by 2005, we had already reached about 95% of coverage. And as we speak today, we have reached 98% of coverage in iodization. On food, what we have done to make sure there's, how do we get good, nutritious food to the society? So what we did in 2002, when we first started refining of sugar, we were the first company in Africa to introduce fortification into sugar. Because, it took us a long time to be able to figure out, okay, at what point do you actually apply the fortification? So what we did was we worked with the Standard Organization of Nigeria, we worked with UNICEF, and also some technical people to see, okay, fine, how do we really, create these equipments where they will now dose the vitamins at the end of it so that our children will be able to consume that. With that one, now government brought out the policy where all these food items, majority of them like sugar, wheat products, which means flour, pasta, noodles, vegetable oil, and then the sugar, all of this, they brought out regulations where they say that it is mandatory to apply vitamin fortification. So majority, all the companies now in Nigeria, what we do is that we are fortifying all these products so that children will be able to, to access this without, going to drugstore or whatever. And with this, 80% of all the companies that produce food were very, very pleased, and we want to thank Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for calling for a general meeting for everybody to sign up and say that, yes, they will continue to fortify their food products. So that is how we are now getting that. On the other side, on Aliko Dangote Foundation, what we are doing, we are actually, we have what you call integrated nutrition program, of which now we are trying to, I'm sure Zouera must have spoken about it, we are now going to make sure that, yes, we access minimum, we take out 2 million children out of being malnourished. So it's one of the things that the foundation is doing. But right now, Dangote is also in the process of rice milling. We are setting up about 1 million tons of rice, and all our rice will apply these nutritious, vitamins. So this one, because the main food that we eat in Nigeria is mainly rice. People eat rice in the morning, they eat rice in the afternoon, they eat rice at night. So with this, we are now trying to introduce something, and also we are going to the government to make it mandatory for all the rice that we consume in Nigeria to be fortified. So this will help quite a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And Bill, you and Alhaji have a lot of influence. We all know this. But to achieve your nutrition goals, you've chosen to build a coalition of private sector, philanthropy, government, to help achieve these nutrition goals for Nigeria and beyond. So what is the role of this broader coalition in your food fortification work?
Well, it's pretty important that we focus more on nutrition, because about 40% of the kids who do survive end up not with physical or mental development. And a big part of that can be reduced with this food fortification. But to really get it right, you've got to make sure the requirements are there, the government's able to go out and measure it, so that they make sure nobody's trying to save a little money by not doing this well. The greatest example was what was done with salt, the iodine enhancement there. Globally, that's been a huge advance, and that's reduced the cretinism that resulted from that iodine deficiency. Now we're taking 5 additional micronutrients where the costs are actually quite small, vitamin D, iron, B12, that have very positive benefits. And we're trying to make sure in every country that the typical diet that a child will have, whether it's rice or bouillon or flour, that across those staples, they get every single one of these micronutrients.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And now we'll take questions from members of our Goalkeepers Advisory Board. And we'll start with Angel Adelaja of Fresh Direct, Nigeria. Angel?
Good morning. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to see that Nigerian private sector is so actively pushing the global goals. My question is that with the difficulty that smallholder farmers in Nigeria have in meeting the needs of agro-processors, can you discuss a little bit about what the Dangote Foundation and the Gates Foundation have been doing to help include smallholder farmers in the process?
Well, thank you very much, the lady from Nigeria. What we are doing in Dangote Foundation, we are making sure that the growth of our rice, we get all these outgrowers, small outgrowers to be involved. And then we have already arranged, where the banks will fund these small outgrowers. For example, our entire rice for the 1 million will actually be done by these outgrowers. So, which means we are going to create wealth, among them, and we'll give them the rice seedlings, we give them the implements, we give them the fertilizer, of course, which we are now, going to start making from January. And then at the end of the day, they will sell the rice to us. But if our price is not right, they can go and sell to anybody. So that's what we have. On the sugar, what we are doing is that we are going to control about 60%. About 40% of that will be done by also outgrowers. So we already have integrated them right into our own system, and it will really, really empower them. That's what we are doing at the moment.
Excellent. And Bill?
Well, the priority on smallholders is that it's a great question, because for some crop types, that's very easy to achieve, where you help them with the inputs. Other crop types, it's a little more difficult. But the key measure is the productivity and the economics improving for those smallholders, where particularly in the north of Nigeria, that the whole equation, if we're going to fix nutrition, we have to help those farmers.
Absolutely. Thank you both. And next we'll hear from Alex Holmes, founder of Anti-Bullying Ambassadors, based in the UK and Ireland.
Thank you very much. You're both great goalkeepers, but you're also fantastic friends. I'd love to know, what do you know now through the collaboration that you wish you'd known at the start of your journey? And I'm sure we'd all also love to know the most surprising thing you've found out about each other, or you've learned about each other.
Okay, well, let me try and go first. Well, for me, I think When I started my foundation in 1994, I never really, realized that, we had this massive challenge in our health sector. Really, it was a mind-boggling when we now had this, agreement to now cooperate and have collaboration with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And that really opened up my eyes to realize that, look, there are a lot of challenges in health. And honestly, one of the things that made me to be very, very shocked and surprised, at that time, I hadn't really had the opportunity of meeting Bill or even interacting with him. But meeting Bill, it actually now made me totally a different person, thinking that, yes, this is somebody who really has nothing to do with us, for example, in Africa or Nigeria, but he's putting his money, his soul, everything. He's very, very committed at helping humanity. That really surprises me, it surprised me a lot about Bill. And, I realized that, he's a very simple person. I never knew that Bill was going to be this simple. And I thought he was a very, very tough guy, but, very soft-spoken and, kind-hearted. It is really very difficult to find people like Bill in this world. Bill, we're grateful.
Thank you.
And, I can assure you now, I believe that, yes, with my association with you, my only prayer is that in the next few years, I will try and give a chunk of my wealth to also charity.
Thank you.
And Bill?
Yeah, it was fun when we got to know each other. We would be traveling around Lagos where the traffic gives you lots of time to sit and talk sometimes. And, I'd be showing Aliko my charts about, hey, Sokoto has a pretty low vaccination rate, and Kano needs to do this. And Aliko, he really knows people. He has relationships. He's willing to reach out to people. So he'd say, hey, let's call the governor, and we'll talk to him about this. And sure enough, next thing you know, we've got the governor of Sokoto on the phone. We're talking about this. And so this ability now to reach out, to draw on the broad relationships that Aliko's developed. And, I'm pretty shy about calling people. I just want to mail them my charts. But in fact, what's come out of that is that Aliko and I do video conference calls with 6 of the governors in the northern states, where twice a year we look at vaccine coverage. Is the supply chain working? Are the workers showing up? Are the healthcare posts in the right locations? And it's a big challenge, but really drawing on Aliko's communication skills and the fact that he's not afraid to call anyone. Everyone he wants to talk to him, it's been phenomenal.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wasn't this amazing? Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.